A picture is worth 1,000 words, a visual journey through the Bayou State. Hi, I'm Keely Dillon, and this is my video conclusion for CMST 4169. Images have far more to tell than what meets the eye. I've always heard the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. However, I truly began to understand it and recognize it for myself in this course. There's a big difference in seeing an image versus analyzing one. Throughout the semester, I learned to take the time to look for images' real meanings rather than relying on my own interpretation. As someone whose Louisiana roots run deep, this course allowed and encouraged me to begin listening to the stories my home state has to tell through its celebratory and troubling images. While I'm analyzing all of the plantations in Louisiana, the first image I've selected is of Nottoway Plantation in White Castle. This photo represents Louisiana's rich agricultural background that was an integral part of the state's history and economy. When Nottoway was established in 1859, it was a cotton plantation, but because the plantations we have now are so visually appealing, visitors travel from all over the country to visit them. Additionally, they support the economy and serve as educational and historical sites. While all of those things are worth celebrating, the most troubling aspect of the plantations cannot be overlooked: the scars of slavery that still run deep. Module 1, Performing and Seeing, references Erving Goffman's performance theory. Everyday practices are performances. Through Goffman's performance theory and the lens of memory, I saw how stories of plantations like these are often watered down. Images like this one become visual ideographs, preserving a chain of meaning within the collective culture, as discussed in Module 2, Memory and Memorialization. They must be told through stories in addition to pictures. The second image is from Cancer Alley, an 85-mile stretch along the Mississippi between Baton Rouge and New Orleans. It's home to more than 200 petrochemical plants. While the industry supports Louisiana's economy, it's harming to the health of nearby communities. More recently, the citizens decided they've had enough and have begun advocating for change. Journalists are reporting on these issues, and it seems as if the government is beginning to turn an eye to see the problems at hand. While big corporations are trying to paint these chemical plants as economic development, images like this one directly contradict that and expose the true fact of the matter that people are dying, and this is a major problem. This coincides with Module 3, Confrontation and Resistance, which explains how images have the power to serve as subversive text to challenge dominant narratives. Bell Hook's theory of oppositional gaze provides support and an outline for how marginalized people can resist the visual narratives. My final image is from the French Quarter in New Orleans. It's a place full of diversity and culture. There's Cajun cuisine, jazz on every corner, and people travel from everywhere just to get a taste of it. One of the most vital things to the New Orleans area is the tourism that fuels its economy. Not only did the individuals shown in the photo travel to New Orleans, but also had to pay for a place to stay and for their food. Many also buy souvenirs to bring home, which in turn supports the street vendors and owners of local shops. On the flip side, the tourism does lead to some loss of the true Cajun French culture and traditions. Module 4, Commodifying and Consumption, explains how consumer discourse is manipulative and wants to sell a lifestyle to keep the consumer invested as opposed to just selling products. Author Stuart Hall's cultural identity theory argues that identity is not fixed but performed and negotiated. Similarly, the French Quarter seemingly sells a glamorous and romanticized version of itself and its culture to tourists. The image represents a beautiful place with so many reasons to celebrate, but also be troubled. Each image tells a piece of Louisiana's story. A story where beauty and celebration can exist in the midst of pain and trouble. From plantations down the Mississippi River to Cancer Alley and the French Quarter, Louisiana tells a story. Its one-of-a-kind story is shaped by the necessary elements of performance and memory, confrontation and resistance, commodifying and consumption. Will you listen?